What is up, guys, and welcome back into the Rams house, and today we are going to be going over the top 10 things we learned from the LA Rams training camp day 1. And now, I was not at the training camp, so today I'm just going to be reading off and kind of reacting to the article that Stu Jackson, the team reporter and staff writer, made about the top 10 things that he learned there and what other people who were there learned from it. So we're just going to be going through that. Before we get into that, if you do like Rams content, please make sure that subscribe button, because that is all I do on this channel. So let's get into the list. First off, he just put on kind of like an honorable mention at number 10 that it was just great to have fans back. I mean, it just makes the whole atmosphere better. It really seemed like it rejuvenated the players after a year without them. So that's certainly encouraging to see that the Rams are benefiting off of the fans, and I'm sure the fans are benefiting off of the Rams being there. It's encouraging to have things coming back to normal. So that was just kind of an honorable one at number 10. And at number 9, we had Troy Warner time. He says the rookie safety out of BYU made an impressive interception on a deep pass from Wolford over the middle, maintaining control while falling back to the ground. Now, they posted this on their Twitter and just on all of their social medias, where it was just an amazing play by Troy Warner, the safety. Sure, it was kind of overthrown by John Wolford, but it is always exciting to see young players step up, as this was just kind of a guy we got out of UDFAs, out of the rookies, who really wasn't drafted, and I'm kind of expecting some big things, as he's just going to be kind of a depth player at safety. I can see some big plays happening there, so that's pretty exciting coming in at number 9. At number 8, he put the Cooper Kupp connection, and actually he labeled it as Cooper Kupp connection part 2, because Stafford seemed to be hitting Cooper Kupp a lot in a lot of different ways. Over the middle, on the side is kind of what he was going on, so that chemistry is really building between the two, and that's really encouraging to see. And at number 7, he says Cooper Kupp connection, because it was actually an amazing pass by Stafford on the sideline over Robert Rochelle, I believe it was, because he was wearing number 31. And it was just a really good catch by Cooper Kupp. A lot of people think it was actually out of bounds, but I am of the people who think it was inbounds, because Cooper Kupp got his foot in. It's just kind of hard to tell at that angle, but pretty much out of those 2 points, he's just saying that connection and the chemistry is really building between Stafford and Kupp, so that's really encouraging to hear. At number 6, Dante Dion nearly comes up with an impressive interception. It says the 4-year cornerback was covering Jackson and nearly made an interception while falling backwards, but the official ruled it incomplete because it didn't get both feet down before falling out of bounds. Nonetheless, it was still an amazing play. So yeah, good to see some strides out of Dante Dion, a guy who's been here, as they said, for 4 years. It's just always good to see some guys making strides in there, and almost coming up with an interception over the starters, a guy like Stafford who can place it really well, and a guy like Jackson who can pretty much just outrun you to get the route. That's a really impressive statement, so that's really encouraging to hear as well. Number 5, we have iron sharpens iron, and this was just highlighting the matchup between Jalen Ramsey and Robert Woods. I love Robert Woods, and it was just saying that Ramsey pretty much was able to match what Robert Woods was doing. It was a good iron on iron matchup there, and it was just really good competition to make each other better. And then after that matchup was over, they're both giving each other pointers on what to do better. So again, just iron sharpening iron, and that's all I can ask for. Great performances by some elite players. Number 4, we have Rob Havenstein mentors Max Percher. Now, if you didn't know, Max Percher is kind of a newer guy, younger guy who's come in, so Rob Havenstein is just kind of helping him develop longer and getting better at the offensive line job, and just kind of telling him what to expect, stuff like that, and just helping him out. So that's a really encouraging thing to see. And now in our top 3, we have Jordan Fuller emerges as the defensive signal caller candidate. So this is what I was talking about in my video about the green dot for Ernest Jones. That could be a possibility for him. I was saying that I think Jordan Fuller has a big chance, if it's not Ernest Jones, at getting the defensive play caller or the green dot. I even think he could have a better chance than Ernest Jones, just because he's already been here a year. But it was clear that that decision hasn't been made yet. It was just something that they're trying out. They're trying out on different players, but Jordan Fuller was the first one, so that kind of speaks volumes in my opinion. Now we're down to number 2. Deshaun Jackson still has the speed. A lot of people are knocking him on how he may be losing speed, or they think because of his age that he lost his speed, and that's a valuable argument, and that could be true. But according to this and some of the highlights that we actually saw, he still has the burners, guys, and he can still run deep, and he's going to be an amazing deep threat for us. I've talked about this all offseason since we acquired him. I think that he's just going to be an amazing addition, and we needed the speed, and it seems like Deshaun Jackson has not lost that, and that does not surprise me at all. Coming in at number 1, we have Terrell Bridges is back. The second-year safety made a couple of big plays during team drills. First, intercepting John Wolford for a touchdown, and then breaking up a pass from Matthew Stafford to Deshaun Jackson. So you can see chemistry between Stafford and Jackson is also building up too. So just really encouraging things to hear out of this top 10 list, and I really like the way it was written by Stu Jackson. I love having these updates about like the top 10 things we learned, top 5 things we learned from training camp, just because I can't be there living in another state. So what do you guys think? I think there's a lot of positive things that came out of this, and this is only day one. We're getting closer to football, guys. As always, horns up and God bless.